Boom. Welcome back to the waviest podcast in the UK. Real talk, true stories. The best in the business. You know what it is. This one, listen, I'm bringing it back, man. DiscogTalk. That's what we call this one, man. We've done it. I used to do it back in the day when I used to do this like whip talk with Raj. We used to talk about people's discography, their new songs, their past catalogue, stuff of that nature, yeah? Obviously, I class myself slightly as a hip-hop historian, yeah? And then you could probably add grime and garage and all that in the mix of it just because nature of the beast, yeah? But obviously what I'm doing right now, we're coming live and direct. By the way, allow the setting in it. I don't even know. I just did it, improv, decided 20 minutes ago I'm going to do this because there's a lot going on in the music game at the moment. And I thought to myself, you know what? Let's just give it a go, give it a test run, throw it out there, see what the reaction is and see what people think in it. And we'll take it from there, man. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Shout out, stay wealthy on the garms. You done know. Big up. But yeah, man. Let me not long this off and get straight to it, man. I want to start off with Jim Jones. Yeah? Capo. Jomo. Jim Jones right now, yeah? For me, personally, I can only really talk for myself, but I feel like as a credible hip-hop historian, hip-hop fan, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to give my take on this, yeah? Personally, I think Jim Jones is the best diplomat. That's what I'm saying. I think Jim Jones is the best diplomat. And what I'm saying is, like, obviously there's a lot of like, I want to say like dope MCs in Dipset. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And when I say dope MCs, I mean like legends, like lyrical, proper legends. You know what I'm saying? That done their thing and all that. So I would say, for me, Capo right now, he's carrying the thing. He's really carrying this thing, man. And you know what? I'm starting with him because he just dropped an EP. His new EP is Rise Before the Fall. It's got a few songs in there, about 9 songs. I'm rating it highly. I think it's dope. I think it's a good body of work with really good production, like Hitmaker. The Fall Before the Rise, sorry, is called. I got the words the wrong way around. You got some good joints in there, like I'm the Best with the old school Rocky sample. If you're old enough to know about that. If you don't, you're too young. You got Rich Water on there. Proper stuff, you know. Move 'em, hard production. So the Fall Before the Rise. Now with Jimmy, the reason why I think he's the best diplomat, right? We just gotta call it how we see it. It is what it is at this point. We're talking about like someone that was, you know, let's call it I don't want to say the hype man because I think the hype man's disrespect, but he was entourage, innit? Entourage with the man them, kicked a few rhymes in between. You know how it is when you come up on the block. Sometimes, or in the end, you got the man them that spit their bars and that, and then you got their brethren that's got a couple 16s and whatnot. So we're going to put Jimmy in that category, yeah? Now, Cameron, hip-hop legend, Killer Cam. You know what it is. Jewels was like the wonder kid, like the star boy that come out of the Dipset thing with like, you know, Come Home With Me Come Home With Me's Cam, From Me to You and whatnot. And I think Cam had an amazing run as an artist. Legendary run, legendary music, legendary Harlem. And Jewels had a legendary run. But in my opinion, both of them declined in their music. Now we know if Cam decides, yo, on his podcast show, I'm going to pull the microphone out, drop a freestyle, it's going to go off. We're going to get bars. We're going to get that slick talk, that money man talk, that Harlem, uptown. We're going to get that. And we know that. And that's cool. Yeah. But work rate, body of work, songs, beat selection, and even lyricism at this point, pen game, we got to give it to Jimmy, you know. We're going to have to give it to Jim Jones. We have to. And for me, the turning point for Jim Jones was when he put out Wasted Talent. That project, if you know about that one. That one for me was like a real big turning point for Jimmy, man. In my opinion, that was when he just went on this mad run on that East Coast type ish, where it's like, I'm really going to push this thing, really going to go for it. You know, Griselda were out here rapping, doing their thing. And then it was kind of like, well, I don't even know if Griselda was really, like, you're going to have to correct me because that was 2018 Wasted Talent. So I don't know if Griselda was really, you know what I mean, out here at that point. But I feel like rap, the Griselda movement, what I'm trying to say, I guess, is the Griselda movement has kind of allowed, especially like East Coast hip hop artists, to kind of be heard again with that real street rugged rap rather than it being drill or trap or whatever. You know what I mean? Then he dropped El Capo in 2020. And that was, for me, was another dope project. Fraud Department with Harry Fraud. Then he had a Gangster Grills. And to be honest, he ain't really stopped. That last project he dropped at the Church Steps. Cold. Cold. Now look, I know Jimmy gets some stick. Pause. That's a pause, bro. I know Jimmy gets, you know what I mean? They get onto him because that's a pause as well. Mad. But you can't send for him, bro. The Godson. Mr. Ether. Escobars. Godson across the belly, I thought you knew already. You can't, that's a man, you can't send for him and say, man's better than him. You know what I'm saying? Unless there's levels to this. Respectfully, yeah? But, does it cause controversy? Does it get you your name in the algorithm, good or bad? Yes, it does. So I understand what you was doing with that, right? Cool. And you got to rate in hip hop, let's be honest as well. If you don't rate yourself highly, you're not getting nowhere. Yeah? Then they're calling you the oldest YN. You know what I mean? Then they're using the AI to troll you with the videos of Memphis Bleak and all that. It's mental, it's chicken oriental, yeah? But if we're calling it how we see it and it is what it is and we're being unbiased and we're just saying, yo, music, Jimmy's killing it, man. From Wasted Talent to now, he's been in his bag. Like proper rap. Good bodies of work. And I'll be honest with you, I'm a big Cam fan and I rated Jewels' run. From me to you, you know what I mean? Rumble, Young Man Rumble and all that, you know? Mr. Postman, and I rated all of it. But they ain't delivered no body of work that I've been like keen on or bumping in the car and repeat and that for years, man. Even when Cam came with Purple Haze 2 and that, it didn't really resonate with, man. It was kind of come and go, you know what I mean? The last Cam thing that I think I cared about when he was doing the Boss of All Bosses and that with Vardo and that. Maybe that other mixtape, Public Enemy. But after that, it'll be hard for me to say, yeah, man, Cam dropped a body of work that I was interested in. So, respectfully, we've got to give it up for Jimmy, man. We have to, man. So, go check out that tape that just dropped to EP, The Fall Before the Rise. And it's good, man. I like it. It's decent. Good. I'll give it a spin back as well. It's got some repeat, some tracks that I'm going to, you know what I mean, have on rotation and that. It's got a bit of value there. But at the Church Steps, it's got mad value. Man, still listen to that up to now and El Capo and that. So big up, man. But yeah, trolling aside, also with his content space, he's got the new show that they're pushing with, you know, Fab, East and Mano, which is dope. And I really like it. I think it's amazing. Like, I think it's good that you're seeing a lot of these people transcend into that game. Just dropped an interview with Bobby Shmurda yesterday, which is cool. Now, the only thing I have noticed, yeah, elephant in the room, we have to say it. Max Biggerville is home. The waviest, Wavy Crockett. He's back. Yeah? In my personal opinion, there's room for everyone. There's room for everyone. Do your thing, you do your thing. Yeah? Now, it was interesting because obviously I saw Jim promote the tape, drop the snippet of his new pod that come out and whatnot. And I just see the comments. And the comments are going mad on my man. Straight gifs of, ow, ow. The way you're counting the money, the shades, Max. Man are saying, move over, dog. You get me? It's not your time no more and that. And I think that's a bit mad. I think that's trolling the internet for you. The internet's undefeated, obviously. But let me know in the comments if you think there's room for both of them coming out of Harlem, East Coast, doing their thing. I know Jimmy patched it up and patterned up with French Montana. Of course, people in the comments would like to have seen them two patch it up. That could have broke the internet, you know what I mean? But does everyone have to be friends? No. Does everyone have to get along? No. Can people just stay in their lane? Yes. Get in the comments to let me know what you're saying about that as well. You know what I mean? So certain things get said, it's hard to go back from and repair, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. So let me know what your take is on that. Welcome on Max. You know what I mean? You gotta love Max B though. Legendary, man. You know what I say about Max B? I say he was like the best singer that never sung. Because that boy is wavy. Melodies and harmonies and all types of, you know what I mean? Waviness. But he ain't no singer, you know what I mean? He weren't doing the mad notes and that. But he was cold with it, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man. I respect both of them and I think there's room for it, man. But comments, let me know what you're telling me, innit? Let's move on to that Mobb Deep, man. Mobb Deep Infinite. Now, boom. Massive Mobb Deep fan. Always love Mobb Deep. Always, from the jump, from the rip. To hear Prodigy's verses send like a shiver down man's spine, like you know, pause in it, but Prodigy P's got that voice, man, that flow, that delivery. He's a lot of rappers' favourite rapper. An amazing talent. An original. Pioneer, if you want. Like, that's the kind of level I would set him at. For me, that project, for a couple of reasons, I really love it, man. One, Nas linking up with them to push it on Mass Appeal is dope. Nas seems to be just like, really like, kind of like cutting a lane for like being a top dog himself, understanding the music business and what space they sit in within the space of the music business, and then giving them that push and that cosign where he'll pull up to the launch party, they do the right advertisement, the right kind of, I want to say, marketing and push it in the right lanes because they're grown-ups, you know what I mean? There's a lot of older artists that he's pushing and stuff, you know, with the recent signings where he signed like Raekwon, Ghostface Killer, and you had like Pusha T and Malice, the Clips and that, doing their bits on there and that. And there's space for it, man, and I love to see that. I wish some people in the UK would do that as well, which I might get into in a minute. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, the Mobb Deep album Infinite. Let's just call it how we see it, man. Havoc and Alchemist went to work on those instrumentals, boy. That's rap. That's hip hop. I love it, man, and I love the fact that, you know, like the older artists are having their run rapping while the kids can still do their thing on the draw thing or on the trap thing or on the sexy draw, whatever it is they're dealing with. You know what I mean? The Jersey draw, the different type of rhythms and that. Standout songs for me on Infinite. Honestly, Down For You. Mobb Deep, Nas, Georgia Smith. Shout out Georgia Smith, UK in the building. Repped it properly, done everything. Sounding lit. Production beautiful, that beat. That's that Alchemist Havoc clap, you know what I mean? That Mobb Deep clap drum. And for me, it's just a beautiful track, man. Lovely song. It's my favourite song on that album by far, to be honest. I don't think it's very like fair. I did like Pour the Henny with Mobb Deep and Nas as well. Obviously Nas is one of my favourite rappers, so you know there's a little bit of biasness there. I did like Taj Mahal, sounded cool as well. Look at Me with the Clips was cool. But I'm a big fan of Big Noid, you know, as well. So to hear Big Noid on there was dope. Proper, you get me to hear that. So yeah, man, look, listen, I ain't mad at it. I want to have another Mobb Deep album that sounds real good. Because you just never know how it's going to sound when one of them's not here no more. You know, when a man's passed away and all you've got left to work with is whatever they left behind in them sessions and whatnot. And how they go about producing it as well. Because remember, the production versus how the original takes were supposed to sound in it, it's got to match up. It's got to make sense. So yeah, man, I like it. I'll be honest, I like it. It's a really good album, man. Really good project. Obviously UK wise, we've got the boy Dave, the boy that played the harp. Now 2 weeks ago, me and D Gully actually kind of reviewed it on a full episode, so go check that out. So I won't stay on this too long. But with Dave, I'll be honest, I was never a Dave fan in terms of like, let me go listen to Dave. Let me go listen to Dave's projects and Red. But I know the boy Dave is a genius. When a man can play an instrument, produce the track, write the song, and rap at that level, with that lyrical content, metaphors and punchlines, storytelling, similes, you just have to know a man's talented, innit? Me personally, I don't feel it like that where it's like I'm going to play it in my car. I just don't. And it is what it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the album itself is dope. Couple mad features on there as well. James Blake, Kano, Thames. Good album. Really well produced. Really thoughtful lyrically. You sound like a young Wretch 3-2, man. I'm gonna keep it real. And that's a compliment. Yeah, that's one of my top lyricists from MCs from the UK. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep it real. It's a compliment, but man can hear that. Yeah, I'm hearing the bars though. You know what I mean? How man's in church on Sunday, but he's on his phone trying to get service. I'm hearing you, bro. You're talking your thing. And then that chapter 16 with the boy Kano. Yeah, man. That's like passing the torch. OG, Young G. 2 lyricists. And then Kano will bring his Jamaican element. My man brings his Niger element. And it's like they're trading notes and game and wisdom. And yo, young dog, yeah, yo, OG. You know what I mean? So I respected the lyrical back and forth on that one. That's a really good song, man. Fairchild's dope. I think, what's the other one that I liked, man? 175 Months is dope. And I'll say Rain Dance with Thames is dope, man. Now with Dave, how Dave normally comes onto my kind of radar, how I hear him and get to like him and stuff like that is normally his singles, you know. Like when his singles transcend and just catch me, like Location with Burna Boy, the joint he had with Wizkid and that, and then like Sprinter with Cinch. When I hear them, that's what makes me go like, yo, this is a banger, this is a big tune and whatnot. Like I don't go out and look for his music the same way that I would go out and listen to like a Nines album or a Scraps album, or you know what I mean, things of them nature. So yeah, man. Or a K-Trap or a Heady One. That's the kind of, you know what I mean, UK artist that I'm going out my way to listen to, especially at this time. Talking to Dave, let's move to my boy Dave East. Pause. Move to is mad, but let's shift to there because it's Dave. You know what I mean? Karma 4. Lovely way to end the Karma collection, man. I'll be honest. It's a great kind of like. It's been a good chain of, I don't know if you call it a chain, man. Like a series. It's a good series. Karma, good series. First Karma was one of my favourites. Had some bangers on there. You know what I mean? But what I do like about this is that like Dave East is independent now, right? And he's a real East Coast New York rapper, and he's making music that he wants to make, which is I think is very important. Not being a follower, not trying to get in the charts or trying to just get a feature for the sake of it. It's got some great music on there. Bottega Trunks with Steve God Cooks. Steve God Cooks is cold. Yeah? Steve God Cooks is cold. He's a problem. That's bars. Yeah? So them two exchange bars on that, cold. You got your boy Key Glock on there, Met Gala. The track with Jeremiah, Stand on that, nice. Respectfully with Larry June, wicked as well. And you know what? Shooter's Block with Harry Fraud. RIP my boy Shooter, man. Love you for life, cuz. You get me? And then you got 12 Months with Nipsey Hussle. Here in Nip. Yeah, we needed a bit of Nipsey. We did, man. The streets needed that, you know what I mean? My favourite, if I'm being honest, my favourite on there, by far as well, is My Dogs featuring Skylar Blatt. My Dogs, there's just something about that, man. That's a meaningful record. Like, samples perfect, delivery, tone, the way you projected his voice on it, pause, the vocals. What a great way to wrap up a project. Like the track listing is thoughtful. I like it. And I know, yeah, cool. You can say you're biased, that's your dog and that. Yeah, I am a little bit cool. but we know his pen game's crazy. The lyricism's there. He can spit no matter what. So it's not really that biased. And I got the pleasure to be out there with them in New York recently with for the launch parties and stuff, the listening parties and stuff like that, and to watch the streets get behind it and things be packed out and the vibe be there. I thought that was dope. So yeah, big up. Go check that out, man. Karma 4. There's a special edition pack as well where you can get all 4 of them in a CD signed. So go get that if you're a fan. Let's move it to Lloyd Banks, you know. You see how much music's coming out? You see why I'm doing this? I know the American thing, obviously, we've got our own thing going on in England and that now, yeah, but I'm just going to talk about what I listen to as well, you know, and what's coming out. And I think Lloyd Banks, for me, I like Lloyd Banks, even now, like after he's been dropping all these tapes and that, and on Free and all that, and Halloween Havocs, and I like him, man. I think he's cold. Do you know what I mean? His new one, HHVI, The Six Swords. So I think it's Halloween Havoc, because it come out around Halloween, yeah, 31st. The Six Swords. I think it's good, you know. The only problem I've got with this, Banks, yeah, I'll be honest with you, Cuzzy, is that you're using the same producers, which I saw Quake say, and it's like, I clocked it. The albums, they sound the same, which I'm not even mad at, because, you know, sometimes when you like something, you might as well get more of that, rather than looking for something different. But I think versatility, production-wise and chorus-wise, sometimes it can open in your listening pool as an artist. You do need to have that kind of thing where you know what I mean? Not experiment, but you have different types of sound in songs. So sometimes they sound like so similar that track 1 to 3, you think you're on track 1 still. You know what I'm saying? Standout ones on there though, I've got to say, supposed to be. I like that. Made a Fool of Me. I feel that one, man. Made a Fool of Me's cool. Die Slow's cool. Father Forgive was good as well. There's a few good ones on there, man. Go run it up and check it out, man. We won't spend too much time on it. That's the only real criticism I got of it, though. It sounds a bit sameish. But bars are there, man. Meaningful lyrics as well. His voice went a bit smoky in it for a while, Lloyd Banks. You know, like old school Banks on Hunger for More and the G-Unit thing. You could hear him. Punchline. PLK. But then later on, it was like, he had like the croaky, like, you know, when someone's got like, they smoke so much that the smoke's in the, you know what I'm saying? Clogging up their throat and that pause. Crazy pause. But yeah. He sounded like he needs some honey and ginger and that, you know what I mean? But again, good project. I ain't mad at it. I'm bumping it. I'm listening to it. So it's doing its bits. To have Lloyd Banks, Mobb Deep out, it's kind of like Queens. You know what I mean? And while we was talking about Nas having, you know, let's say, an amazing run himself at this age as someone that is dope, someone that really does fly the flag for like real hip hop and true lyricism. The Mass Appeal run is crazy to me. Like the Mass Appeal run's brilliant, man. You've got Big L, God bless the legend, one of the best to ever do it from Harlem, man. Real uptown legend. Harlem's Finest, Return of the King, Big L, again, Mass Appeal. You got that classic 7-minute freestyle with Jigger and Big L. You know, if you're real hip hop, you know that's bars. Even the techers of the, got a mic like a savage, when I'm gonna grab it, don't piss it. That's bars. Even Jay on that's cold, man. To hear it revamped and that like that is dope. And I'm a big fan of McGruff. A lot of people, I don't even know if they know, yeah, but McGruff is one of Harlem's finest as well. And Harlem Universal, the first song in there, wicked. And You Ain't Got a Chance, Big L and Nas. The way Nas is, you know what it is? Let's just get into this actually, because I'm gonna take like this into the UK, right? So Nas, Mass Appeal Records, he's doing his own thing. Then he's reaching out to like the artists that are kind of like legacy acts, right? Who set the trends and done their thing in their time. He's signing them for their albums and then jumping on the album, then pushing it out there with his marketing engine, his machine, his label, yeah? So you had the Mobb Deep Infinite, Big L, Harlem's Finest. Then you had Raekwon, that's Nas. You had the Martyr track on there with him. Then you got Ghostface one, Nas again. That's who did that. And And I believe the Clips one is Nas as well, Mass Appeal. Now, salute. That's amazing to see an OG still active, doing his thing in the game, pushing other artists, giving them a platform, giving them an outlet when they're not the most relevant or not the most in the mix with the youth and that, yeah? Gives them a lane, and I rate that and I respect that highly. And it leads me to this, like this guy here, leads me to this. Dizzy Rascal. Now, Mac 10 and Wiley done a set recently, which was amazing for grime, for the scene, for the culture and whatnot. Wasn't planned, I don't think, I don't know. But Mac 10 ratings. DJ Mac 10 for me was always one of the best grime DJs to ever do this thing. He was up there, top 3 selected. Yeah. Now, boom, he's running around doing the sets in the streets, in the video shoots, on the beach, all of that. Yeah, cold, nostalgia. The way you got D Double, Bruiser, even Wiley, K9 Ruggies with them, Flirter, Chip, Frisco, they're all popping out and doing this thing, yeah? Scorcher. And it's cold. Because, bro, grime is that original UK kind of... Like, when I was younger, I was a DJ, innit? Like, I loved rap. You can tell I love rap. But I didn't want to rap because I was from England. Didn't want to be corny and do the, yo, dog, and you check me out, man. You know what I mean? But, man, his garage turned pay as you go, heartless, so solid. I want in. That's the ends. Man want to talk like that. You get me? How we talk how we do our thing and that, straight. So then when UK rap kind of did kind of come out, it was kind of underground, and there was it was a bit monotone at times as well, where people just road rap. So I feel like people was expressing themselves in a UK way on grime and early dark garage and all that, in a way that resonated more. So I do feel like that is one of the true voices of the UK, right? So I say that to say this. Nostalgia's brilliant. I love nostalgia. It takes us back to a place and we think, damn, man, I remember when days were like that. But what about now? What about now? What about current times? Yeah? So for me, Mac 10, salute, yeah? Doing your thing, it's cold, bro. It's good to see the man them on there doing that as well, yeah? But Chip, I like what Chip does. Chip will do that, go bar with everybody, do the sets and red but then he's going to go do the Grime Scene Savior All-Star tune, new rhythm. He's going to put out a tape. He's going to make songs and stuff. I don't want people to get caught up in just nostalgia for grime. I want it to be like, go do what Ghostface Killers and the Raekwons and that are doing in America, the Clips and stuff. Go make a new project with new grime beats, with wides and that, you know what I mean? With people who are out there making rhythms and that. I want to see more of that. Boy Better Know dropped a few tunes early in the year, but I want to see more of that. I want to see people kind of like go make an EP, fresh music. Even if you're bringing that element of old school while you're doing it, that's calm. But go make something. And the reason I point at this brother, Dizzy, is because he understands the music business. He's a very, very, very successful independent artist from the UK. And when I say independent, he done all the label thing, turned it up to the max, then went and done it on his own and went #1 and that. He knows what it takes for a good rollout. But I don't think he's ever really reached back and signed too much. I know he tried a thing with Newham Generals and that, but right now, he could grab a Prez T, who just come on the podcast, they're active. He could grab a Bruiser, active. Do album deals, cuzzy. Give back to the scene that you came from. I want to see that for real. You understand me? Like, I want to see that. I want to hear a Bruiser project. And it could, like, revamp that Dirty Stank thing. It don't have to be called that, whatever. Mac 10, you could even do this, bro, as well. You could even go forward and try a thing and present that with certain, you know, ties and whatnot, if you can get the pool. But remember, getting the pool and the machine's one thing. But there's kind of like, if someone can really get that pool where it doesn't have to be mainstream, but they know how the business works fully and know how to do the rollout, the marketing, the placement, turn up on the release party and be there to show face and co-sign it so some more press can get involved. He can do that. This brother can do that still. Trying to point at my man there, you get me? He can do that. I think he should. Get in the comments, let me know. Bruiser project with a Dizzy feature, a D double feature. Wouldn't be mad at that. Wouldn't be too shabby, you know what I'm saying? So, food for thought, man. Grime scene. Don't get caught up in the reloads and the sets. Go and make a couple projects and all that, you know what I mean? Make a few projects. But yeah, man, listen, boom. Let me not drag this. Hope you liked it. Let me know, subscribe. I've just come back from New York. I'm about to load up some mad episodes. Capone, CNN, Smart Guy, Sean Bigger who used to be on My Expert Opinion, Piff Jones from Queensbridge, rising artist out of there. So subscribe, be ready. Let me know what you're saying. If you think this is whack, let me know. If you think it's cold, let me know. If you want more, let me know. If you don't, let me know. Yeah?